And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Shouted out those famous words after the NFC Championship game 30 years ago today. The Dallas Cowboys won a road playoff game in big board sports, but first, it's game day. Good evening, everybody, and welcome live to the AT&T Center, where the Spurs started off their season 5-2, but since that time, they've gone 8-28, and now find themselves in the middle of a 5-game losing streak when they play host to the Brooklyn Nets tonight. The Spurs are also coming off another double-digit defeat to the Sacramento Kings on Sunday, 132-119. But the Nets, who own the second-best record in the Eastern Conference, are also struggling, suffering their second straight loss to Oklahoma City, 112-102 on Sunday, without Kevin Durant, who is nursing a knee injury. For Zach Collins, it's about trying to shoot more threes.
Just try to look for those opportunities more. Anytime you can try to find space to shoot the three. The league is turning into a three-point heavy league, and if you can't make threes or get threes up, it's going to be tough to win games. So just try to find ways to get more shots in that area.
All right, there is a tip time, 7 p.m. Highlights for you tonight on the Night Beats.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys will have a rematch with the team that ended their playoff run in the first round last year when they traveled to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, winning their first road playoff game since the NFC Championship game in Candlestick Park way back there 30 years ago to the day today. That's after they were able to beat Tom Brady for the first time in his career last night in Tampa. Dak Prescott was on, and he needed to be if the Cowboys had any chance against the Buccaneers. He found Dalton Schultz twice, once for a 22-yard touchdown and again for an 11-yard TD. And in between the fake of the playoffs, it allowed him to run in for another in the 31-14 win. The only drama last night was with kicker Brett Maher, who missed 4 straight extra point kicks before he finally delivered with one. More now from our Larry Ramirez in Tampa.
Yeah, thank you very much, Greg. You know, it's not very often that a quarterback outperforms Tom Brady in the playoffs, and that's exactly what Dak Prescott did last night, helping the Cowboys beat the Buccaneers. Dak produced an all-time NFL postseason performance and picked up his first win in the playoffs on the road.
Preparation and easy, just knowing what this group's capable of doing, not getting frustrated within. Told the offense in the huddle, hey, we get one first down and this thing's going to roll. And that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, we just got to continue to do that.
Dak did what he was supposed to do. What we all expected. Like I said, sometimes unfair and unjust because of who we play for and the standard that we have. But he holds it well. You know, he steps up when he has to, and you know, kudos to him for the game he had.
Shot a little bit of that up.
Man, it feels great. Going out there putting up a game like he did today, no turnovers, that was big for us. So it feels great, you know, just watching him have a game like that.
The spotlight was on him, and he showed up in the spotlight. You know, a lot of people would have wanted him to go out there and fold under the pressure, but he stood up, and he was the best quarterback on the field tonight.
Yes, he was the best quarterback on the field last night. Now, Dak will try to outperform Niners rookie quarterback Brock Purdy to be the best quarterback on the field once again. Greg, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Larry. And by the way, Brett Maher is still the Cowboys kicker. For now. Live from the AT&T Center, Greg Simmons, KSAT12 Sports.
There were a lot of jokes about Brett Maher on Twitter yesterday.
Yes, there were.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
We're going to go back to that breaking news at I-10 and 1604, a deadly crash there. What we have learned about that intersection coming up next. We want to go back out to the north side where officials are still on the scene of that deadly accident. One man was killed, another hurt in a frightening collision.
Yeah, it's happening along Loop 1604 near Valero Way. It's where we find our John Paul Barajas. John Paul, we're talking about actually underneath 1604, correct?
Steve Meyer, that's right. It's underneath the 1604 I-10 interchange going eastbound. As you mentioned, one person died, one person in the hospital in critical condition. Not much has changed since we talked to you earlier at 6. Besides the sun going down, we still see lots of flashing lights here. You can see the headlights of the BMW that is on its side, pinned up against that support beam. Their headlights still flashing. The 18-wheeler is still there, but you cannot see it anymore, or if you can, it's just hard to see here with the lack of lighting. But again, police say that right now it seems like the driver of that 18-wheeler, 20-year-old man, disregarded a red light and T-boned the driver of the BMW. to that man in his 60s. He's the one who passed away. So that's what they're working with right now. Still a lot more investigation to do. They've been here for a while. This is what one person who lives in the area had to say about this intersection.
Happens all the time. Every time I'm there and the light goes green, I see a car go right by. Always, yeah. They're always running red lights right here.
Mr. Swanson had also told me that whenever he's there, he knows the intersection can be dangerous. So he says even when he has a green light, he takes a second to double check both ways before driving through. As for traffic here, it's still moving, but again, very slowly. The intersection is closed off. Well, if you're going to be in the area or plan to be in this part of town anytime soon, keep that in mind. Steve, Myra.
John Paul, thank you. News around America now. 2022, likely a year that millions of Americans would like to forget. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, more than 3 million people in the U.S. were displaced by natural disasters. 1 million of those affected were in Florida, which was hit by Hurricane Ian in September. Louisiana also saw a large portion of its population displaced, mainly by a deluge of tornadoes that hit the state last year. The United Nations Refugee Agency has identified natural disaster displacement as one of climate change's most devastating impacts.
For the third year in a row, it looks like COVID will be the third leading cause of death in the United States. Heart disease and cancer are 1 and 2 last year. That's from preliminary data from Johns Hopkins University. Despite early data suggesting there were significantly fewer COVID-19 deaths in 2022 than there were the first 2 years of the pandemic. More than 267,000 people died of COVID-19 last year. There were more than 350,000 in 2020, more than 475,000 COVID-19 deaths in 2021. The data still in the works, still being completed since the pandemic began. By the way, COVID-19 has killed more than 1 million people in the United States. Along with honoring the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and celebrating diversity during Dream Week, there are painful lessons about slavery. The Bexar County Clerk's Office has the historic records of buying and selling of human beings. Jesse DeGollado says some of those are included in its exhibit, Slavery and Emancipation in Bexar County.
A simple piece of furniture is far more than that. It's a shameful reminder.
It is a chair that says Negro woman can sit here.
The plaque was to designate no one else could sit there.
And that's in the courthouse. And I'm here for justice because this is the courthouse. But I have no freedoms in the courthouse.
Its date unknown, unlike some of the documents on display from the 1800s, showing Bexar County was not immune from slavery. As proof, the Bexar County Clerk's Office has volumes filled with bills of sale like this for enslaved men, women, and children.
There's so much history of the enslavement in our records.
There are probate documents to get around emancipation by declaring their owners as guardians.
So they were still enslaved, but under guardianship.
And legal filings regarding 2 slaves who escaped to Mexico.
And slave hunters were sent after the pair, and they were brought back to Texas under duress, and the 2 of them escaped again.
And a receipt for someone believed to be the last slave sold in Bexar County.
So 2 months after the end of the Civil War, but 5 days before Juneteenth.
The exhibit will be on display throughout Dream Week until January 29th, but many other historical documents have been digitized and are available for viewing on the Bexar County Clerk's website. Jesse DeGollado, KSAT12 News.
Check out TransGuide right now. This is I-10 at the Y, and you can see things are moving along very smoothly. After the holiday weekend, traffic getting back to normal in a lot of places, but work will resume or begins on area roads and highways as well. Where that work is happening this week, coming up next.
The roads here in the Alamo City are about to get a little bit busier throughout the month of January. Let's get you in the know before you go. All right, Loop 1604 on the northeast side, we have bridge and barrier work that is actually taking place. This begins on Sunday, January 22nd, and should wrap pretty quickly, a portion of it at least, on Wednesday, January 25th. Now, this is for those late night owls or early bird commuters. Watch out, because we are going to see a full closure on Lookout Road and turnarounds at the intersection of Loop 1604. Let's stay on the theme theme of the northeast side because on I-35 we will see some road work take place. Now this has actually been current and should be wrapping up a portion again on Sunday, February 5th. It's a long-term closure, so we're going to see those crews out there 24/7. There will be a left lane closure along the I-35 southbound frontage road between Pat Booker Road and Topper Wine Road. All right, one last jump over here to Wurzbach Parkway. You know those roadway improvements, they are still ongoing, and we're going to see the work take place up until January 31st, the end of the month. This does start early in the morning, 9 a.m., and should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. Alternating lane and ramp closures in both directions from Blanco Road to Thousand Oaks. All right, scan this QR code. It's going to take you directly to our KSAT traffic page. It has a full list of closures that are happening right now in and around the Alamo City.
Look outside with live cam this evening. After a couple of warm days, we're expecting that to change a bit, Adam.
Yeah, the first of a few cold fronts is actually going to arrive tomorrow. Don't expect a big temperature drop with this front, but temperatures will gradually over the next several days get back down near average for this time of year. Right now we're at 73. By 9 o'clock we're at 68, midnight 64, 6 a.m. 62. That's close to the average afternoon high this time of year. Cold front hits about 7, 8 a.m. Temperatures will drop a little bit, but don't expect anything extreme. We'll take you through the day tomorrow, help you prepare, talk about the rain chances for the morning commute and beyond in just a bit.
It looks like Americans are cutting back on spending, and they're expected to slow down even more. A new survey from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows a spending decline in the final 4 months of last year.
Yeah, after reaching a high of 9% in August, monthly household spending growth fell to 7.7% in December. That growth still well above pre-pandemic spending levels. People putting off big purchases largely responsible for the decline. And while the likelihood of buying a big ticket appliance in the next 4 months increased, it decreased for things like cars, home repair, and vacations.
All right, we got some cold fronts to talk about, but not any seriously cold weather, just not quite as hot as we have been for January.
Less hot weather.
Yeah.
Less hot front, less warm.
Less
fronts.
warm.
Not as warm. Okay, whatever. You know what we're talking about. Yeah. I do want to point out, though, that not tomorrow morning, but by Thursday morning, you're going to want the jacket ready to go. Tomorrow morning, we're at 62 degrees, but by Thursday morning around sunrise, we're back down to 39. So temperatures will be dropping. This is a look at those morning temperatures, which will then be in the 40s Friday, Saturday, and even on into Sunday. So you will notice that kind of a temperature drop before or after this first cold front that's going to be hitting us tomorrow. What about rain, though? Of course, we're on the lookout for rain, and unfortunately, odds are not all that great. A 20% chance tomorrow morning. You might need the windshield wipers very briefly, just a couple of times for the morning commute. Saturday, another opportunity, only at 30%, and this time next week, a 30% chance of a few little light showers out there. There is some activity off in West Texas and even up into the Panhandle. Four Corners region seeing some good moisture as well. Higher elevation snow there, especially as you get into New Mexico and Colorado. This is a cold front that'll be moving through tomorrow. The first of 3, but again, none of them big Arctic cold fronts. And as I showed you, temperatures well above freezing. The coldest we'll get is 39 on Thursday morning. But that front does have some moisture with it, and it's going to have a little bit to work with here in and around our area as well. Here's our future cast, and those low clouds will fill in and develop overnight tonight, and we'll start the day gray, cloudy, a little dreary looking outside, and then add to it just a few little showers being squeezed out of those low clouds. Nothing widespread, nothing really long lasting, or really not even agriculturally significant. We're talking a few hundredths of an inch here and there, and the type where you just need to turn the windshield wipers on a little bit, maybe some brief road spray, and that's about it. But I don't expect it to be problematic for the morning commute. Unfortunately, just a quick little bit of nuisance moisture, and that's about it. Not adding up to anything game-changing for us or significant. The wind, though, you're going to notice that behind this front. It's going to be picking up quite a bit. Here's a look at our future cast for wind gusts. Steady wind will be lower than this, but gusts up to about 30 miles per hour at times. Mid-late morning tomorrow, all the way through the afternoon, even 4 p.m. Model says a gust of 30 miles per hour around Port SA, Kelly Field area. And then come sunset tomorrow, the wind will subside. It's going to pump the brakes and you won't notice it. However, we're dry, and especially up into the hill country and west of San Antonio, even northwest of San Antonio. That's where we have the elevated fire danger because of the gusty winds. And this is where it's going to be the highest, probably gusts 30 to 40, but also very dry air. I mean, we're talking dew points down in the 20s. So that dry air, gusty winds won't start a fire, but if there happens to be a fire or anybody does some burning, a fire can and likely will spread rapidly. Also, that shift in the wind, especially after this warm weather, Mountain Cedar is likely to spike. It's high today at 860. Tomorrow, that wind coming out of the hill country likely to boost that Mountain Cedar count, so anticipate elevated and higher Mountain Cedar counts. And just as a reminder, usually we're done with cedar season by Valentine's Day. So a lot of time between now and then, but the end is almost within sight. So 7 a.m. tomorrow, we're at 20% chance, low clouds, little bit of dampness, 62 degrees. Cold front moves through, but we still make it to 70 at noon and then 75 the high temperature. Mostly a very sunny day tomorrow. Just despite that cloudy start, the rest of the day is going to be very sunny with that very dry air moving in. 75 in Rio Medina tomorrow afternoon. New Braunfels up to 78. Helotes and Bernie topping out at 73. Floresville likely to hit 80. Notice that high temperature trend falling down into the 60s for highs by Friday, Saturday, and all the way through the weekend, and actually right near average on Saturday, the average being 63, but the coldest we'll get here is 39 on Thursday morning.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
We'll be right back.
In the buzz today, the first Corvette was unveiled 70 years ago today. Another big announcement from General Motors on the Corvette of the future now. It will be the first ever hybrid, the E-Ray. The car's front wheels will use an electric motor, and then the back ones rely on a gasoline engine. GM says the E-Ray is the fastest Corvette model ever.
Yeah, get this. It has 655 horsepower. It apparently can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.5 seconds.
Ooh.
The Corvette E-Ray, not a plug-in hybrid. It's battery pack mounted between the two seats, and it's charged as the car slows and brakes, and at times while the car drives. The price for this Corvette E-Ray, $104,000. They're not even on the lot just yet, though. The E-Ray will be sold sometime later this year.
Does it look cool? Is that exciting?
It does look cool.
All right, 40 years since the release of her first studio album, pop icon Madonna, she's going on tour. Fans probably got an idea something big was coming when Madonna scrubbed her verified Instagram account over the weekend. Well, according to Madonna's website, the Celebration Tour will include 4 decades of her hits.
Yeah, it's also expected to pay tribute to New York City, where she got her start. The 35-city global tour kicks off July 15th in Vancouver. Will include stops in Detroit, Chicago, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, and Austin. But not San Antonio.
Oh.
Tickets go on sale Friday.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
The repeal of prohibition happened 90 years ago today, and that is why we have National Bootleggers Day. January 17th also happens to be the birthday of legendary bootlegger Al Capone and Templeton Rye, his favorite whiskey. Whether illegal, untaxed liquor was made by moonshiners or smuggled by bootleggers like Capone, prohibition lasted 13 long years.
Yeah, some present-day liquor like Granddaddy Mims pay tribute to the original moonshine recipes. Kentucky's where I think of moonshine.
Me too.
Yeah, moonshine runners even get credit for inspiring NASCAR racing. By the way, the term bootlegger started being used in the Midwest in the 1800s. It's described as the act of concealing flasks of liquor in a boot top when going to trade with Native Americans. It came back around when Congress passed prohibition.
And we'll be right back. We have an update on a traffic situation to make you aware of here. Things have dramatically improved at I-35 in Splashtown. Earlier in the show, we showed you the southbound lanes. They were at a crawl, if that, because of a crash. But it looks like things have cleared and traffic is now moving smoothly in both directions.
Very good news for people who are trying to get to the 7:15 tip-off of the Spurs game. Because that accident was, at 35 and AT&T Parkway. Adam.
Hey, we talked about it earlier at 5 o'clock, the nice sunset that was setting up, and we're getting our photos now. This from Taylor. This is a view from Stone Oak. He definitely captured that beauty. This is just north of Seguin and Geronimo, and then a little bit of an aerial view there over San Antonio. So thanks for submitting those to our KSAT Weather Authority app. You open the app, you go to the bottom corner, you'll see the camera, tap on it, and then you just post it, and we can share it with everybody. 75 tomorrow, so don't expect a big temperature drop from this cold front. Stray shower in the morning, but by Thursday morning, we're back down to 39 to start the day. You'll want the jacket then. And notice those highs gradually back to average, which is lower 60s by this weekend.
Thanks, Adam. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.